It's another day and another build here in the studio at Microcenter, and we have Dalton back with us. So today, what are we doing?
We're doing budget, right? 2026 budget. Pretty nice setup without breaking the bank. So combo 9060 XT, it's gonna be cool.
This is gonna be really nice. Everything here, $1099 right now. So those bundle deals really, really help you out. And I figured, let's work together, let's build this out, but also maybe we could do a little Q&A session because, you know, Microcenter associates, they get all kinds of questions at the store. So
True.
I'm gonna quiz you a little bit.
Cool.
Put you to the test on the build, put you to the test on your Microcenter knowledge.
Sure.
Let's dive on in. All right, so for motherboard, we've got the ASUS B650E.
Yep, so that is part of the 3-in-1 combo with the 7600 X3D and 16 gigs G.Skill Flare X5.
Now you'll notice single stick of memory, right? And I know what you're thinking already, but wait, AMD, we want dual channel, want 2 sticks of memory. But actually, we've done a lot of testing on this, and with an X3D chip, you still get really, really good gaming performance. Like we're talking about a 1% differential in performance with 1 stick versus 2 sticks of memory. And we tested this out on a lot of different games. A lot of other people have tested this as well. So in terms of performance, you're looking pretty good. I mean, what, 1080, you think, for this?
That's what I'd recommend. I'd say 1080p high refresh rate would be good. You could dabble in 1440 if you want. We did get the 9060 XT 16 gig, which would definitely see best performance at a lower resolution like 1080.
So as a BYO associate, right, let's build your own.
Yeah.
You know, how many PC builds do you help sort of assemble on the average day? Like how many PC parts are you picking?
It depends on the day, right? So a weekend for sure. I mean, almost nonstop, open to close, you know, probably, let's say like a build an hour maybe, right?
Right.
More complicated ones can take longer. I mean, I've done builds that have lasted half a day just because how complex it can get.
Right.
But I would say a build like this, you know, if you come in and don't really have an idea of what you want, but you have a price point in mind, this would probably take an hour.
Do you find that with everything going on right now, people are very price sensitive? So
For
they
sure.
come in with a hard budget.
Yeah, I mean, people are always budget conscious, right? We just trying to get the best bang for your buck, which I think is kind of what we're doing with this.
I think this one's gonna work out really nicely.
For sure.
Now for our SSD, we have a KLEVV 1 terabyte.
Yep.
These are a little bit newer because we just started carrying this not too long ago.
Newer brand, should be an SK Hynix die, so still a reputable vendor. Gen 4, it's fast, it's efficient. It's one of the best priced right now as far as 1 terabyte drive, so it'll be good.
Number one question, why Microcenter? If you could buy these components anywhere else, like why Microcenter?
Well, one, I would say the bundle value is unmatched, right? I've noticed a lot of other competitors have similar bundles nowadays, but pricing on all 3 of those components is unmatched as far as just cost.
Right.
You also have the benefit, obviously, like if you're local, you take this home, you assemble yourself. If anything's DOA, we're gonna take care of that for you. We also offer the in-store service plan options, right? So you can cover these parts for 2 to 3 years. Part has an issue, part has a failure, just back to the store, we take care of it. So I do like that a lot.
I've talked to a lot of associates about this, right? There's service plans, but then there's your accidentals. Like what are the other protection plans?
So that's kind of the big 2, right? Is just regular wear and tear, dust, heat, humidity, parts failure, IO failing, drive slots failing, RAM slots failing. And then accidentals a little more obvious, drops, spills, bent pins, that kind of thing we would cover. You pay a little more for that, but if you do want to assemble it yourself and you're not super confident, it's not a bad idea.
Not bad. But there's also the build and learn service that
True.
you can take advantage of as well. And that's actually a really cool one that we've come up with. You can think of it as almost an investment in yourself.
Right.
Because you're being trained by our service associates on how to actually build it. They'll walk you through it. If you want them to do the CPU install, they'll do it. Or if you want to try it out and just be supervised, it's very flexible.
Yep, pretty cool to have that as an option. We'll go ahead and get this thing in the board.
I gotta say, I like our Snoopy mat today.
I like it as well. Pretty nice.
We have a whole bunch of new Snoopy stuff coming into the store. So
Capco, right? I think that's the brand.
This feels nice too. It's actually this is a good fabric. And so, how long have you been with us again?
6.5 years now.
6.5 years.
Yeah, 6.5 years.
What department did you start in?
General sales. Seasonal, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like 2019 holiday season, like right before COVID. So it was a very interesting time.
The wild ride.
Yeah.
Wow. So how hard is it to get a job at a microcenter?
Not difficult. You know, obviously if we have spots open, people always think you need to have like this immense computer background with a scholarship and degree. You don't need that. I think people skills are more important than this. We can teach you all of this, to be honest, right? If you're comfortable talking to other people, come on in.
We have a lot of good training programs too, so we definitely help you out. And we just got a lot of smart guys. And speaking of smart guys, if you have a single stick of memory, smart guy, where are we gonna put this?
So I want to go, to be honest, you've probably built a single stick more recently than me, but my heart is leaning A2.
Yep, that's the one. So your A2, B2, and also the color differential that they do for the DIMM slots here, that always helps. So you know to prioritize one over the other. It's obvious to people who've built a lot of PCs, but if it's your first time, you just think like 4 slots, oh, it doesn't really matter. But it really does matter, even with a single stick. So I'll let you do the honors on that guy. I'll get you a screwdriver for the M2 slot.
What is the deal with this board, dude? That CPU install was so crunchy.
I hope it posts.
So RAM in, obviously, a nice firm click, always good.
Looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's in there.
Oh, wait, look, you see that? I've had that happen to me. Because when you're building on this table, because the angle you're looking at it, yeah.
You know how many times I see that someone comes in with their system and it just won't post, and all it is just one little click.
Now this board, you know, this is a B series board, right? B series board, you're still getting a lot of functionality. Chipset's still pretty good.
Yep.
You're losing some of the quality of life features that you get with some of the X870E boards.
For sure.
Right. Like,
not as crazy of an IO, right? You're not going to get a postcode readout, but still more than enough VRM setup, especially for a 65 watt chip. Like, that's perfect. We already have a standoff, but we need the tiny screw. So we'll get this guy installed.
I will say, when we talk about quality of life features for motherboards, like sometimes it's like a one-time thing, right? You're really only going to do it once. But I'll tell you this much, dealing with the M2 standoff screws, I really don't want to deal with that ever. Like, it's fine. It's just they're so tiny.
Super tiny.
They could be really difficult sometimes because you'll drop it a lot, even if you have a screwdriver with a good magnet. Like, and they're really easy to lose. Don't ask me how I know. I may or may not have a piece of electrical tape holding an SSD in an old motherboard of mine. On average, like, what is the average budget that you see lately with customers coming in?
I think right now, like $1,500, sweet spot, 2,000, I would say a little above average, but you can get a ton of stuff for that price point.
$1,500, I can walk in, I'm pretty sure I can get at least a 7800 X3D bundle, 9800 X3D bundle, and with that, either the 9060 or 9070 XT, like you can hit that $1,500-ish, depending on your case, depending on some other things, but you can get in that range, and that's a good combo.
I think 9070 XT 78 combo is like the sweet spot right now, at least. Cool. That's board. Before the board goes in, we are doing just a real solid, really nice little Montech NX400 air cooler. So I like to install these before I put it in the chassis. It just makes it easy because it's already there.
Good call. Also, don't sleep on air coolers. I'm actually a big air cooler fan because I'm a fan of their fans. But for the price and for the performance that you get, honestly, you know, AIOs are great, but I still prefer air coolers, to be perfectly honest, especially 65 watts.
Overkill on this to do liquid. You know, it looks nice, but nothing's wrong with this guy, and it'll keep our chip very stable.
I feel like the budget air cooler market, it's like pretty sweet.
It's cheaper every year.
Yeah.
Who can do it the cheapest? Yeah.
I mean, what do you see? Do you see a lot of air cooled? Do you see a lot of AIO?
I think it's a good mix. Honestly, it's a good mix. It's really case dependent, I feel like.
Right.
So a lot of guys that want to do dual chamber, AIO tends to look best, right? Kind of helps with airflow. We're doing like a hybrid almost dual chamber because the power unit's in the bottom, but with an air cooler, it's still gonna be fine.
There we go.
That's the right way.
Yeah, that's right, because it's offset slightly, so you gotta make sure.
No manual needed.
We're still gonna find a reason to check the manual, I guarantee it. You know, obviously we have tons of different services, right? So usually when you have someone coming in, it's kind of a 50-50 whether they want to build it themselves or they want someone to build it for them.
A lot of the customers don't know that that's a service we offer. And they tend to get surprised in a good way, I would say, when we can tell them like, hey, it's a same day service. So, you know, before 5 p.m., I would say 99% of the time, we're gonna be able to assemble that and you can pick it up before store closes, which is pretty cool.
And another thing that actually doesn't get enough attention, even if you buy your parts somewhere else, you're at home, you're putting it together, you run into an issue and it's like, man, I like hit a wall.
Yeah.
Bring it in. We will finish it for you.
We see that pretty
even
often.
if you didn't get the parts from us.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. You should really take advantage of that.
This is our thermal paste packet,
It's gonna be a little bit messy. It's a one-time use, sadly.
but I think we can still,
I think you can get a nice shape on there, right?
oh boy.
Yeah,
Go for a little X here.
Ooh, yeah, X for extreme budget.
Well, it didn't really work like I wanted it to, but, and then we'll let the cooler do the rest of the work. Look at that, beautiful.
Perfect. Yeah, one-time use. So sadly, if you ever do need to reapply or repaste or take it off or whatever.
You'll need extra.
Yeah. And the biggest thing is like, AIOs have a life expectancy. It's better now, 5 to 7 years-ish. But that pump, it could always fail down the line, right? And that's just, you know, physics, literally.
It will fail eventually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Air coolers, in theory, will never really fail. Even if the fan stops working, it will still passively cool.
Yep.
You're gonna run a little warm, you're gonna notice, but at least like it's dissipating all of that heat.
Buy a new fan.
Yeah, $5, $10, whatever one you want.
So we'll go CPU fan for this guy. And then this is just RGB.
Which I believe our case has a splitter, so I might try to run this into the back.
All right, motherboard's all prepped. She's looking good.
Let's get it in case.
Which one was this again?
XR,
Nice.
crowd favorite.
I always like cases like this. Like in this price range with the fans, you're looking at, with some other brands, sometimes you're looking at a $100, $120, $140 case, plus another $100 in fans on
Gotta
top
get
of
more
that.
fans.
So, you know,
That snowballs quickly.
it really does. But if you're really just going for functionality,
Phenomenal.
right here,
Yeah. Board's in. We're just gonna screw it down.
we're flying through this build, dude.
It's a little bit easier than the last one now.
Now with pricing being what it is lately, you know, what are some of the things that you try to take into consideration with some of the customers with pricing being what it is? Like what do you try to do to help them navigate that?
I just want to make sure they get a good baseline, right? Like getting a platform like this that does have room to expand on is super, super beneficial. And then, you know, if we have to, maybe going with a simpler case versus something a little more extreme to get more performance out of it. I'm very price to performance oriented when it comes to helping people. You know, if we can go up a tier in GPU or CPU, but maybe lose lights or maybe lose a little bit crazy of a case, I think most people can agree that that's kind of the way to do it.
That's the best trade-off you can make, to be honest. I mean, RGB, sure, it technically does make your computer faster.
Sure.
But, you know, those are things that are like very easy to sacrifice when it comes to like, especially if you're looking at, let's say 7600 X3D, 7800 X3D, 9800 X3D, that whole stack leading up there, there's some wiggle room.
You know, sometimes our bundles do have RGB RAM, so you might get a little bit in there.
That's true.
With the way the world is, it changes pretty frequently.
Right.
Board's in.
Booyah. Look at that.
So I think at this point, we'll do the old cables to the board, run the RGB before we do our power. Our power is semi-modular, so we'll have to be a little, I would say more tedious with cable management, but nothing crazy.
How often do you see the modular versus semi-modular conversation come up?
Pretty often. I am a big fully modular guy.
Yeah.
Gotta be fully modular. You know, if we're doing a price point thing and it's gonna make it or break it, do semi. Nothing's wrong with semi. But I love a modular power supply.
It does make life a lot easier because you only put what you need.
Yep.
And that whole bundle of cables over there might be a couple of cables attached that we frankly just won't need, and now they'll just be sort of in the case and maybe even in the way.
Now on the flip side of that, I do see this pretty often. People ask for replacement power supply cables because they might lose them, misplace them, that kind of thing. Pretty hard to get because every brand likes to use their own connectors to the unit. So with a semi or a non-modular, they're there forever.
Right.
You can't lose them. So
That's
that's a small perk for sure.
I don't know, so something to keep in mind. Don't ever take cables from one power supply, plug them into a different power supply, brand to brand.
It's a no-no.
Big no-no. Look at all those fun cables, huh?
Yeah, so, you know, one slight con I would say to a cheaper setup is this is how our fans connect. They're all daisy chained, which is really nice. So it is just, and I plugged our RGB into this end of here too.
Got it.
One for lights, one for fan speed. We'll make it work, and then we'll tidy this up.
One thing I will give a shout out, even though this is a budget case, right? Unified front panel connector, that's a big deal, especially if it's your first build.
Have to have that.
Front panel connectors are probably the most difficult ones to deal with if it's your first time. The diagram is there on the board, real tiny. The diagram is in the manual, it's all there. It's still really complicated if you've never done it before.
Yeah, this is, I love this. Front panel, it only goes in one way. Very, very simple.
Easy peasy. While you're doing that, I want to check out our power supply. These Lian Li power supplies are actually pretty dope. We got a bunch of 650, 750, 850 watt power supplies. They're actually pretty good.
It kind of has like a built-in cable management area too for your extras.
Yeah.
So even though it's,
I see that little channel there. That's nice. These Challenger cards are actually pretty good though, because we get good deals on these sometimes.
insane value.
9060 XT, 9070 XT. Sometimes we'll have some really good sales on those. And they're really good. Like they're really, really good cards. You know, 9070 XT is kind of my personal favorite for like price to performance, but 9060 XT still actually really good there. Man, and that's kind of it, because you got all the motherboard cables plugged in, everything's set, tucked everything else away. Actually, that's another good bit too, because odds are there's a 90% chance you are not putting a spinning disc in your build. Most people just don't these days.
It's kind of coming back.
Is it really?
Kind of. With the way pricing is with solid states, it's kind of coming back. It's not a bad option to have, but in this case we didn't, so I shoved all the cables in there.
It's a good storage spot for all your extra cables. It's perfectly fine. That little slot right there.
For sure. And if you don't need that, you can take the whole drive tray out too. Most of these are always removable, so.
That's true.
So let's check this guy out. Oh, so it's semi-modular, but it's like a female 8 pins here.
Right.
That's cool. And we don't need those.
Yep.
Sweet. So we'll get this guy installed because the cables are already on.
Now, this is probably timely since you're working on it right now.
Yeah.
What is the #1 component that you should never skimp out on?
Power supply.
Yeah,
Power supply for sure.
absolutely.
Well, that's kind of the thing too, is like, we don't sell what I would call a bad power supply, right? So we have good to great to phenomenal power supply units. But that's a big piece, because most of these units, if you're buying gold, platinum rated, you're getting a 10-year vendor warranty. That unit is gonna last longer than any other part in the system, typically. Right. So yeah, go a little nicer on power supply, you won't be upset you did. This is a very common question we get as well. So the board has an 8-pin plus a 4-pin. My unit has 2 8-pins. Well, they do come apart. So
That they do.
finagle it a little bit, now you've got an 8 and a 4.
And this has actually happened with a couple of people I know where they only plug in the one 8-pin EPS connector and not the additional 4 or 8-pin. I actually ran into this on one of my builds too, because I wasn't really paying attention. I just put the one 8-pin.
Oh, sure.
I would be playing the game and I would hit something where big scene, big render, big whatever it is, big power draw, machine would turn off.
Yep.
And I could not figure out why. It happened to my buddy too, and it's like, could not figure it out. Finally, I went through and I plugged in the additional CPU power. It just wasn't getting enough power delivery that it was demanding, and it would just shut off.
I think a good rule of thumb is if it's there, plug it in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't skimp out.
Usually. Unless you don't have the cable, then you can maybe work with it, but we
Right.
have the cable, so we're plugging it in. So I've got it wired. We'll clean the mess up before we pack it up, obviously, but I think we put the GPU in and then turn this bad boy on.
Feeling pretty good about this one. Easy peasy.
Here's our video card that Jordan nicely de-stickered for us.
Oh wait, I missed one.
Did you?
I,
Actually, oh, you did.
right as you said that, I know.
Spoke too soon. There's probably another one.
There's always one. Every single time.
I like the Challenger a lot for the price point especially. It's super, super aggressively priced. 16 gigs of VRAM. one power connector, low power draw. Just a nice little card. Doesn't look bad either.
It's gonna be rock solid. I mean, I think we would recommend this system mostly for 1080p gaming. You could squeeze some 1440p. It really depends on that title, you know, but if you want to do competitive...
Esports, no problem.
Yeah, esports, I think you can handle it. You know, some of the other kind of like...
If you're big into esports, you're playing 1080p anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You know, your Crimson Deserts, that's a bit demanding.
Yeah, it is.
As we saw with the other video we were doing.
This is a great first build as well because you're not putting a 15-pound 5080 in there. Like that's such a light card, easy to navigate, not as scary, I suppose.
I was about to say too, because like card sag, non-existent.
Non-existent. Plus, once we get this thing torqued down here, it's gonna be solid.
I had this older Dell, it was like Dell XPS 410 back in like 2006 or 2007. I forget the card that it came with, but then I upgraded to a 9600 GT.
Nice.
That was 512 megabytes of GDDR2, maybe 3. I really don't remember. It's been so long. I frankly don't remember. But when I upgraded that card,
yeah,
that was the coolest day ever because like the performance jump I got, because I think my previous card, I remember it being like 128 megabytes. From 128 megabytes to 512 megabytes, believe me, that wasn't a real big upgrade.
I remember my first like big upgrade. It went from 1 GTX 970 to 2. It was sweet. Because SLI used to be the play.
That's right. Yeah, SLI used to be, that was a thing, man.
It was a flex, dude. I got 2 video cards. How many you got?
Yeah, exactly. And some people had no video cards. Those are the old days. So I want to talk about your fold-over technique here.
Yeah, I don't think I like it.
For the pigtail? You don't like it?
Well, I did it the other way, and it was on top. I don't think it looks bad. This is a point with a non-modular power supply unit, right, that I might shell out 15 or 20 bucks on cable extensions.
Really?
If you care about how it looks.
Because with the pigtail, right, you've got the one and then the other coming out of it over here. And sometimes it's kind of, you gotta like...
It's hard to make it look nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to call out while Dalton is wrapping up some of the cable management. You come to a microcenter, right? BYO associate, they help you pick out your build. But don't forget, we have other associates that can help you out with your monitor. They can help you out with your keyboard and mouse. You know, if you're looking for headset, microphone, you know, webcam, all of those things.
3D printer even, pair it up.
I love my 3D printer. But the cool thing is, you know, $1099, right, for this build.
Yeah.
You can get, especially if you're staying at 1080, you can get a really good high refresh rate gaming monitor that you can pair off with this without breaking the bank. You can still walk away with a pretty sweet mechanical keyboard. So keep that in mind.
And it lights up.
Look at that.
I like that cooler. Just a little bit of RGB, but it matches the fans of the case.
Mm-hmm. You got a good post here?
Oh yeah, we're live.
Oh yeah.
Nice and quick.
Look at that.
Everything's there. Simple.
Gorgeous. I love it.
So we've got the PC built, obviously, 7600X3D. We're playing a little CS2. Looking at a 300 FPS. We have a 1080p monitor here, 240 hertz. So we're getting way more than the monitor can support. But obviously with a game like CS, that's kind of what you want, is as high of a refresh rate as you can push. At this resolution especially, the CPU really stretches its legs, which you love to see. GPU's not doing as much work, doing enough, but great example of a very, very popular game. This is also just native 1080p. We're not using upscaling or anything like that. There's really no need to with a game like CS2, but it's running great. I definitely, switch your friends off a console, get them over here. This would be awesome. Okay, so we've got Cyberpunk running on the system here, getting around 80 FPS, which is solid for Cyberpunk, as it is basically this generation's Crysis. Ray tracing set to Ultra, which is a lot, especially for a Radeon card, but the newer Radeon cards do have better RT cores, which is excellent for this kind of thing. We do have FSR on. Game like Cyberpunk, we're gonna want that upscaler to be able to run smoothly, but It's really nice, really playable, very smooth. Obviously your colors are still really, really sharp. Let's see what happens when we just do no ray tracing. Ultra resolution, but no upscaling as well. Should lose a decent amount of FPS, but this kind of just shows raw horsepower. Actually, with no ray tracing, it's a lot better. So 120 FPS. Let's put ray tracing back on because we were on ultra off. Yeah, so down to about 50 FPS, right? So not quite 50% loss, but a pretty significant loss. But a game like Cyberpunk, you know, honestly, 60 FPS at 1080p, super, super solid. This isn't a competitive shooter. This isn't CS, right? But it just shows you that even at this price point, you can play AAA, no problem at all. Back to our RAM 9.4 out of the 16 available, just for gaming. Very good, very doable. So as you guys can see, at this price point, obviously very high FPS for esports games. Even AAA games, we're getting very good performance. Do note that a lot of AAA games do require some tweaking of settings to make sure that you're going to get a playable performance because every game is a bit different. That's just one of the things when it comes to PC gaming. However, if this is where you're looking to start, right around $1,000, in my opinion, it gives you a very good experience.
I gotta say, good job, man.
Thank you.
This is looking rock solid. As far as budget builds go, you're still getting a lot.
Yeah.
Performance is there, aesthetics are still there. This is a really, really good looking build.
Great place to start. You know, if you're just getting your foot in the door and you don't want to break the bank, something like this is going to make you very, very pleased.
That's awesome. So remember, stopping by your local micro center, you can get yourself a build like this, and you can even chat with a guy like Dalton. Stopping by the Charlotte Micro Center if you want to say hi to Dalton, or stop by any of our micro centers, and you can do your own PC build, or we can do it for you. Dalton, always a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for hanging out with us. And remember, stay tuned because we're going to have more associates coming out, and they're going to come hang out with us in the studio, and we're going to do some cool stuff together. Stopping by your local micro center, and if you don't have one near you, be sure to comment hashtag I want a micro center near me. Show the folks at home the Snoopy.
Bang.
Look at that Snoopy right there.
Bang.